Hey party people! Today's LEGO City update is the largest city update I have done in a very long time, and that is because the new 2024 modular, the Natural History Museum, has arrived. So we are of course going to add that to the LEGO City today, along with a bunch of other updates here that are long overdue, and a LEGO City tour because it's been a while. Here we have the box for the brand new modular. It is the Natural History Museum and there are 4,014 pieces in this. This is the largest LEGO modular building we've ever gotten. And normally the dimensions for a modular are 1 base plate by 1 base plate. Now this one is 1.5 base plates wide. We've only ever seen that before in Assembly Square. But that one was really special because it was the 10-year anniversary of modulars. This one is the 16th anniversary modular, I believe. So it's not an anniversary modular. It's just an awesome, gigantic natural history museum, and I guess they just needed more room. And I'm pretty sure I referred to this earlier as the 2024 modular. Maybe I should call it the 2023 modular part 2 because typically LEGO modulars release in January 1st of the new year, which is, I guess, obviously what January 1st is. But this one is releasing on December 1st of this year, 2023. That has never happened before, and I actually thought it was a typo when I first saw that, but no, it is actually releasing December 1st. It's available right now for pre-order. I have always been a fan of natural history, of the geosciences, of space, and so having a museum about all of those things is very cool. On the first floor, you can see the paleontology exhibit. We have this giant fossil of the dinosaur, and then in the back, there's a saber-toothed tiger. I'm not sure exactly what this brown part is. Maybe it's an ammonite. That's my best guess here. We also see a geology exhibit in the front left window. There's different geodes, gemstones. It's pretty cool. Looking up to the second floor, I actually love that they included references to classic LEGO themes on the far wall. That's such a fun concept that I wasn't expecting to see here. And then we also get more and more references in this area into space. And then looking up to the roof, this is where the museum curator's office is. And it's kind of neat. There's like a door hatch on the roof where I guess you can just like go in and out easily. So he's just like hanging out on the roof all the time, which is kind of cool. Besides the giant dinosaur fossil, I think my favorite part about this set is like the dog stealing a bone. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but you know, it gives the set more personality and I'm here for it. And then one more small detail that I love before we start adding it into the city is if you turn the modular around and look at the back, there's this like crack on the bottom. Now, I am using Mills plates here and it's supposed to be on a gray base plate, so these cracks are supposed to be in cement, so we're just gonna pretend. There's the 2 clear pieces representing a crack in the cement, and then there's greenery growing around it because life finds a way. I love it. So let's talk a little bit more about the LEGO City now. In the city, I've really only been talking about this area over here. My hills, the river, the campsite, the beach and the ocean, just this whole area here is where my main focus has been for a very long time. But you've probably forgotten about this area over here. Do we remember the downtown? It's been a really long time since we've taken a look. And you guys probably don't even remember. Honestly, I forgot about it too. It's totally fine. And because it's been such a long time since we've talked about the downtown area, I figured that we should go a little bit more in depth in this video. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a LEGO City tour and then, you know, find a proper home for our beautiful new modular. Here's what the downtown area of the LEGO City is currently looking like. We have 2 different city blocks here full of modulars, and let me just give you a tour real quick since it has been a while. Here we have the corner garage right next to the fire brigade, our Ladybird version of the Daily Bugle, and then the brick bank on the end here. Over this way we have this cute little Halloween display that I've been working on. It's not modulars, but I thought it was cute, so enjoy. And then we have half of the bookshop modular. This is like the townhouse section of it. The detective's office, the other half of the bookstore there, Birch Books, right next to the townhouse section of the pet shop. Then we have a Walmart. That is a custom Walmart modular that I made, so I'm pretty happy with that. We have roads right between the 2 different city blocks of modulars with a second corner garage on the end over there. I was always planning on doing a rebrickable of it and just never got around to it. We also have 2 of the bookshop. There's 1 Birch Books there and then 1 right behind it. Again, I might do a rebrickable at some point, but that's what we have so far. There's that second half of the pet shop and then the Jazz Club modular from last year. And then the Palace Cinema on the end. Looking over this way, on this corner we have the Boutique Hotel, the 1950s Diner, the police station modular, and then the Grand Emporium on the end there. It's missing part of the billboard, but I like to put random things up there. Most recently, I had this really cool printed tile from The Incredibles, but I took it down for some reason. And then kind of hidden in darkness on this side of the LEGO City, I promise these aren't like hated. I really love these modulars, so I do want to do something about this at some point because you can't see them. Anyways, we have the Sanctum Sanctorum here, the Parisian restaurant, which was actually my first ever modular building, Assembly Square, and then the second half of the bookshop. I'm actually pretty happy with the current layout for the downtown area of the LEGO City, except for the 4 modulars in the back there. I just think it's really sad that you can't see them. They're really good. They were also really expensive, so I want to be able to enjoy them. Maybe throughout this video we'll do something about that. But I think it's safe to say that we're pretty much out of room in this area of the city. There's really nowhere else that I can add modulars, add any buildings, add mocks. And so it's time to figure out what to do with this back area of the city. And for the longest time, it's really just been storage. I have 1 Disney castle and a third of another Disney castle. I haven't built it yet. I'm gonna do it at some point. It's just been so busy. We have our haunted house just hanging out here, a Scooby kind of mod that I've been working on, as well as my Ninjago sets, a lot of Friends and LEGO City sets. I already started working on a new road plate, and really what I wanna do is have these roads kind of stay the same, but then just kind of do an L shape leading that way so that we can actually start filling in this back area and have it kind of make sense and be cohesive with our current downtown area. And so with the new 2024 modular, I want to add it in the back area to kind of start our city growth pattern towards that back corner. And I was so happy like finally getting this put into the city. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, it feels nice having a city be proud of it.
Oh, that's kind of fun. And I initially place it pretty much where I want it to be and then start moving things around. So I moved the gardens to be on this side of the city rather than over where the Walmart currently is. I also moved the townhouse from over here just so that there was room to expand the road plates going that way. But all of that meant that I had to move my Walmart and it ended up over here. Now I'm actually really happy with my modular mock. I'm really proud of it, but I just feel like it's illegal to put it next to the Natural History Museum here. Like nothing in my brain is telling me that this is okay. I think they're both beautiful, but not next to each other. Plus it feels kind of weird having the Walmart mock and the Natural History Museum facing towards me, whereas everything else in that same row of modulars is facing towards the wall in Shadowland. I think it might be time in the LEGO City to finally get those modulars out of there. It's been bothering me for a while. I think this might be my biggest city update in a very long time, and I'm just really excited to see my city getting better and better. Hopefully these changes actually do make it look better. The first step here was to remove all of the modulars currently in Shadowland so I could push everything back. I had to make room for that, but I got a little bit carried away and I pushed the entire city back that way, so I had to push it back towards like the front area a little bit more to make room for expanding that first LEGO City downtown block. We decided to expand the block instead of changing anything else around because I generally like how it's laid out currently. We just wanted to be able to expand going backwards, and this just seemed like an easy way to do it. Plus it gives us some room in the middle of that city block to add like a farmer's market or a park or something like that, so I'll show you more about that later in the video. And then we started lining modulars along the back row there. We put in the Muppets Theater. I don't love how it looks right there currently, but I'm kind of just saving room for something. And then the next step here is roads. I'm essentially expanding my road system, and I feel like the roads are kind of what keep the city together. That's what make it look like a city. So of course I need roads going in front of my museum, and that's what Ross is working on here. We actually ran out of our road plates, or I thought we did, but there were some under the LEGO City, thank goodness, just kind of in storage, and Ladybird brought those to us. She is such a good dog. I also started working on some simple mills plates to add into the middle of that new city block that we created before the modulars were touching. And now there's so much space in the middle, so I wanted to be sure to fill that so that then we can later put in a farmer's market or whatever else we come up with. At this point, I'm pretty happy with the new layout of the LEGO City, but I think there's still one pretty big issue, and that's the fact that we still have some modulars I need to place. We have the Assembly Square modular that's 1.5 base plates wide, as well as the townhouse part of the bookshop modular, which is a half base plate. Now, I feel so bad looking in this area here because I do like it. I think it's really cute. Yes, Scooby has fallen over, but Ross and I had so much fun building up these haunted houses, the Mickey pumpkin, like all of these fun little spooky decorations for Halloween. But Halloween's over. I think that it might be time to pack these up, and the fact that it's like the perfect size area for Assembly Square makes me think that we should probably put Assembly Square right here. But then for the half modular over there, I'm thinking it would look good right next to the other townhouse. I believe that's the townhouse. It's kind of hard to tell from the back sometimes, but yes, that is the townhouse there. So I feel like having the two townhouses next to each other definitely makes sense. And it kind of also helps continue the LEGO City going back that way towards the corner. So let me place those two modulars in the LEGO City real quick. I'm not sure yet what to do with these builds. We'll probably just part them back out into our collection. Here's the build for the haunted house one more time before we destroy it. I think it turned out really cute. I like it. Everything's kind of falling over, but here's our little skeleton spooky concert going on. And probably about a year ago at this point, we made these plates here, and it's based on the same tile pattern as what you see outside the Grand Emporium. There's literally nothing in there right now, so it looks really boring, and I feel like the tile would look cool. Plus, I just really like the subway station we made. It's at least good enough for now, and I feel like it does make sense next to the blue townhouse next door, but the only issue with this giant set here is the difference in height of these two tables. Like, it's so slight, but even like, probably like a few millimeters of difference is causing this to happen, and I just don't know how good that is for the Lego set long term. We'll just leave it there for now and maybe rearrange some things later. Now we have to place the other townhouse. Ah! Somehow everything's good. Everything was actually not good, actually. Assembly Square was bending like crazy, so I had to move a few things around real quick. And here we have the final layout for the downtown area of the Lego City. A lot has changed since the beginning of this video, but I'm actually thrilled about it. And I know that I mentioned adding Muppets Theater over here. I decided against it. It just, you know, it wasn't the vibe. You know what I'm saying? But I am still leaving this detective's office area as like a temporary modular there, just in case something else comes along. You never know. It would be cool to get more superhero sets is all I'm saying. But now looking back this way towards our Natural History Museum, I think this was the best possible scenario. The layout looks amazing. I am so happy with that location. And I know it's kind of in the back, but it's also kind of not. It's right in the line of sight. It's not being blocked, and I would argue that having it there is better than like over here behind this city block, just because of how visible it is from pretty much anywhere in the Lego City. And it's such a beautiful modular. I want to be sure that I can see it from pretty much anywhere in the room. I ended up placing it next to Sesame Street because, you know, kids are learning at Sesame Street, right? And then they're also learning at a museum. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot of thought went into this, but I promise, like, my brain was used during the placement of these modulars. And in the boutique hotel as well. I feel like this is a really fancy hotel. It's really like high class, 5-star hotel kind of thing, and museums are usually pretty fancy. So those two went together really well. And not to mention the fine art studio, El Cubo, right in there. I just felt like it all fit so well. And then looking across the street from the museum, we have the gardens there. I just feel like gardens and museums go well together. It just really made sense in my head. And then right next to the gardens behind them, we have the 2 townhouse buildings. I feel like this area will be kind of the quiet section of the Lego City, a lot more residential spaces happening, and having the second blue townhouse right in the front here is really just a placeholder for now. I'm not really in too much of a hurry to fill up this space too quickly. I want to do it right. I don't want to rush into it. And while we're talking about plans for the future, let's just dive more into that now. So this space here is empty because I'm leaving room to have this path kind of come down somehow and like lead into downtown, because this area here is Uptown Ladyburg. We're gonna have our winter village, I think, along those top 2 rows along the city there. We haven't done too much going on there. We have a few mocks that are started, but nothing too substantial at this time. But ever since the start of Uptown Ladyburg, the 2 sections of Ladyburg have not connected. So that's what's gonna be happening there very soon. We just need to figure out how to make that happen. Maybe like a fancy stairway. I'm not really sure yet. We're just gonna figure that out later. We also need to figure out what to do with this space here. I think that having a farmer's market or little shops, maybe even a dog park, even though, you know, just saying, we do have an entire like 12 base plate layout set up for a dog park, but I don't know, this could be something similar, maybe just like a petting zoo, I don't know. Another big thing that I think that we're missing in the downtown area right now are cars and pedestrians. There's not really too much of this going on right now. Like the mystery machine is placed here, kind of, but it's just like in the middle of the road. Like, we need to place it a little bit better than that. I've been pretty good about placing minifigures in the front here. I even have some of my fancy Lego employee minifigure business cards just like chilling on a bench here. But I haven't paid too much attention to it in the rest of the city yet, so that's definitely on my list, especially moving back towards our residential / museum section of the city. But all of that being said, the main focus of today's video was to place our brand new 2024 or, you know, December 2023 modular into the Lego City, and I am really happy with the current location. Obviously, things do move around sometimes, so I don't know if this is like the forever home, but I am really pleased with how it looks next to the modulars around it. And I also love that you have a pretty good view of it from anywhere in the downtown area. And it's kind of starting that path towards the back section of the city. So stay tuned for, you know, some progress here. I don't know what it'll look like, but hopefully better than this. I'm personally a huge fan of the new 2024 modular, so let me know what you think about it as well in the comments below. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.